Right now this morning, Farmers Market Future. Ahead why a vote today could soon relocate the La Crosse Farmers Market. And feeling the winter blues, learn how to spot the signs of seasonal affective disorder and what you can do about it.
Plus, bitter cold conditions with a warm-up on the way. We'll talk about that in just a moment.
This is News 8 Now this morning.
Good morning, I'm Emily Brown in for Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jared.
It's lovely to be with you on this 2-degree morning.
I know.
Oh my goodness, it is chilly out there, Art.
It could be worse. We could be outside and where it could be at least about minus 14 on our skin right now. Holding on to areas up to the north, though. We're looking at Eau Claire. They're at like minus 22 right now. That's what it feels like on your skin. Bitter conditions holding on today as we get into teens, holding on for our forecast and colder. We'll also see as we go into at least Wednesday, we'll hold on to seasonal average temperatures riding back in our forecast. But how about for Thursday and Friday, we get into milder conditions in your forecast. So let's take a quick peek here as we roll right through it. As we know it's cold out there right now. We know we're going to warm it up as we go into Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. Pacific moisture starts to stream back in, and that means we get a little bit of warmth coming in with a nice little southwesterly wind. How about this, though, as we carry over satellite forecast showing you rainfall well up to the north and continues to track into Michigan. More of that moisture if you're going down to the Gulf of Mexico. You're holding on to more of that moisture cutting across the Gulf states there. Then eventually we're going to see breezy conditions cutting through this morning with that wind chill I've mentioned already. As you can see, current temperatures right now, minus 6 in Eau Claire, about 1 degree now in La Crosse, 1 degree or at least minus 1 for Viroqua, down to the south 4 degrees. However, it feels like it's at least minus 12 degrees on your skin right now for La Crosse. Feels like it's minus 12 in Eau Claire and minus 23 in Ladysmith. Man, that is cold. We get the wind direction cutting through. We're also seeing the wind speeds getting up to at least 10 miles per hour, plus in some cases, possibly 12 down to the south. Wind gusts kicking in already up to 28 miles per hour in Wausau. Other locations are showing more of that breeze well to our east, but you can see areas by Decorah and Prairie du Chien holding on to the teens there. Fog is not an issue right now because of those winds that are holding on to our forecast. So eventually, as we get into the fog tracker, it's really not going to be a problem for you as we go right through all the way to the 10 o'clock hour and, of course, right into possibly about 1 o'clock today. We're not in any of that problem at all. Hey, take a look at the moisture. We still have a slight chance of some moisture moving back in the forecast, bringing us a light round of snow. It's about a 20% chance. More than likely, we won't see anything probably hit the ground, but that's what's going to happen. When I come back, I'll have a better overview of how this all plays out, so please stick around.
All right, thank you, Art. Officials are taking preemptive steps to help people rebuild when the Los Angeles County wildfires end. As we take a live look at the firefighting efforts, it's believed that these ongoing blazes are now the costliest and most destructive in state history. An executive order California Governor Gavin Newsom signed yesterday suspends some building requirements for wildfire victims. Newsom says he's also allocating state resources to expedite insurance inspections.
We've got to restore the hope and then restore their lives and businesses and opportunities.
Officials say uninsured losses are a greater challenge that might require philanthropy. A large structure fire broke out at the Strupp Trucking Building in Onalaska on County Road XX early yesterday morning. According to Onalaska Fire Department, crews saw large amounts of smoke and fire coming from the structure upon arrival. More than 100,000 gallons of water was used to tame the fire. No injuries were reported, and the building was considered an entire loss. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. A memorial service was held over the weekend for the 12-year-old girl killed in the New Lisbon triple homicide. Friends and family gathered at Mauston's Methodist Church Saturday afternoon. The girl's alleged killer, 47-year-old Virgil Thu, was caught last Thursday after being on the run for more than a week. He faces 3 charges of first-degree intentional homicide, as well as charges for hiding a corpse and resisting or obstructing an officer. Thu is currently held on a $5 million cash bond. 2 men are dead after a basket lift failure in Galesville. The accident happened Saturday, and according to the Trumpeau County Sheriff's Office, it appeared the 2 men were in the basket lift trimming trees. The release said the lift ended up falling due to its positioning on a slope. The names of the men are being withheld until the families are notified. A suspect of 2 Jackson County bank robberies is expected to appear in court today. 26-year-old Michaela Davis is accused of robbing the Jackson County Bank motor branch in November of 2018 and the Jackson County Bank in the village of Alma Center in January of 2019. Davis is charged with 2 felony counts of robbery of a financial institution. She is being held on a $10,000 signature bond and is expected to appear in a Jackson County courtroom at 9 this morning. The La Crosse Board of Public Works is expected to vote on whether or not to move the Cameron Park Farmers Market later today. If approved, the Farmers Market would be one step closer to moving to La Crosse's Burns Park. Today's vote comes just less than 2 months after the Board Park of Commissioners approved a request to move the event due to shrinking attendance numbers. That meeting is expected to start at 10 a.m. this morning. President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration is a week from today, and some of his picks for top cabinet positions will spend the next few days in tough questioning on Capitol Hill. As Naomi Rucham explains, some nominees are still working to shore up votes, even in the final hours.
In the week leading up to President-elect Donald Trump's second term, 13 cabinet picks will face confirmation hearings this week. It's the first time senators will have the chance to publicly question the nominees, and the process kicks off with one of the most controversial, Pete Hegseth, up for Secretary of Defense.
He certainly has the qualities that we need to lead the Pentagon. He has a distinguished record of service in the military.
New Senate Majority Whip Republican John Barrasso expressed confidence in Hegseth despite allegations of sexual misconduct, excessive drinking, and financial mismanagement. Accusations the former Fox News host denies.
Every senator gets to speak for themselves, and they will do that.
But some Democrats want Hegseth's FBI background check to be made available to the entire committee.
There is not a job that's more serious and more critical to our national security than Secretary of Defense.
On Wednesday, other nominees will face questions on the Hill, including Pam Bondi, the pick to lead the Justice Department, who was accused of spreading since disproven theories about election fraud back in 2020 when she was part of Trump's legal team. Hearings for some of Trump's other top picks are still not scheduled, including controversial pick for Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
After the committee hearings this week, members will issue a recommendation to the full Senate for a full vote. It is rare for the Senate to turn down a nominee. President-elect Donald Trump has also promised to issue a flurry of executive orders on day 1 of his second term, covering everything from immigration to the economy. A local state representative held a ceremonial swearing over the weekend. 96th Assembly District Representative Tara Johnson invited her constituents to attend the ceremony in Viroqua Saturday afternoon. This is Johnson's first term in the state assembly after defeating incumbent Lauren Oldenburg this fall. Johnson says there are a number of issues she's hoping to address during the legislative session.
I think there's a lot of work to do around economic issues for Wisconsinites, affordable child care, affordable housing, affordable health care.
Johnson hopes to tackle the state's formula for funding public schools, especially special education programs. The 96th Assembly District had a new look for the 2024 election after the state Supreme Court struck down the previous legislative map. The new district lines include Vernon County and parts of South La Crosse County. Blue Origin says it's working to reschedule the launch of its 30-story New Glenn rocket. That's after technical problems caused it to cancel an attempt planned for early this morning. The company says it needs to troubleshoot a vehicle subsystem issue. New Glenn is the first rocket that aims to someday be able to send satellites into orbit. America's largest indoor water park is solidifying its title with a new $85 million expansion set to be completed next year. The Kalahari Resorts expansion will include a water park with the new glass enclosed retractable roof that will feature 3 new water slides, a spa, and swim-up bar. In addition to the new water park attractions, more food and beverage options and cabanas will be made available to guests. Still ahead on your morning news, it's now less than a week until TikTok could disappear from app stores. And the world's largest tech show wrapped up this past weekend. We'll have more on the latest in robot technology and more coming up this morning. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Firefighters with the Orange City Fire Department received a message about a family forced to evacuate their home in the Palisades fire and couldn't take their belongings. One of those belongings was a ring that was a treasured heirloom passed down through 3 generations. The firefighters went back to where the house was, and after sifting through debris, they found a safe, and inside was the ring. The family says they will be eternally grateful to the fire crews for recovering their most meaningful possession. And as you begin to wake up this morning, we leave you with a quick wake-up call with the city that established the nation's first umbrella factory, Baltimore, Maryland. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is up after the break.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
It's that time of year. The chill is in the air. Are your floors freezing? Warm up your home with carpet from Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. We've got the coziest, most durable carpet for your home. Come in and check out our color options, styles, and patterns. We're happy to help you find just what you need to make your home warm and cozy. Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. Our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
Wisconsin, one of those places where families spend their winters among frozen lakes and snow-covered hills. With all the fun they're having, it's easy to take for granted how they warm up by the fire or simply adjusting their thermostat. But for some of us, it's not that easy. Some of us need to decide whether to heat or to eat, or to further neglect our basic survival needs. We are working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans, all struggling to pay record heating bills. These dangerous temperatures aren't just uncomfortable for us, they can be deadly. If you are struggling to decide if you can put food on the table or heat your home, please reach out for a hand up. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
We're an implant-focused practice. I think the advantage of a father-daughter practice is, I've been at this for 30 years now. I learned things that worked well and things that didn't work so well.
And it was fun to be able to just jump in and kind of complement that. I feel like it made both of us stronger.
You don't expect it when you walk into a dental office. You don't expect the family aspect, but when you walk into our doors, we're going to give you that.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
Increase your home's energy efficiency and enjoy year-round comfort with Asher Lasting Exteriors. Our windows and doors combine quality craftsmanship and cutting-edge innovation from the trusted brand Renewal by Andersen, and our team provides expert installations backed by industry-leading transferable warranties. Take advantage of our biggest savings ever and receive up to 25% off your entire project. Connect with our team today and request a free, no-obligation consultation at goasher.com.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
All right, welcome back and happy Monday to you. As the morning progresses, we're looking at the early morning holding on to winds up to 22 miles per hour, possibly up to 25 in some locations. Then we carry it over to the the noon hour. We're holding on to similar conditions through the morning, and as we go into the afternoon, we'll see again wind speeds up to at least 25 miles per hour, holding on to some locations down to about 19 for La Crosse. And taking it into your evening commute, the winds will start to slowly taper down to at least 18 to 19 miles per hour in some cases. Then they drop back down even more so as we finish out by the 7 o'clock hour. The wind speeds holding on to us as I just showed you, but look at the current temperatures out there. -8 in Ladysmith, -6 in Eau Claire, 1 degree in La Crosse, -1 in Viroqua, as well as Sparta, and of course Black River Falls. It feels like it's at least -21 degrees in Eau Claire, -17 in Black River Falls, La Crosse at -12, Winona at -14, and -16 as you get into Viroqua. So it is cold out there and will continue to do so all the way into tomorrow as well. There's a look at the snow that's still holding on to the region right now. It's pretty much out of our region, but you can see holding on as we go through the morning hours. That cold and the winds are going to kick through the area for La Crosse, as you can see, from 6 a.m. all the way through at least the noon hour as we roll right into, again, the afternoon. We're holding on to the same for Eau Claire, finishing out over the next 8 hours here with temperatures beginning to cool down. Again, still holding on to at least 3 degrees for Eau Claire as they finish out by the 11 o'clock hour, possibly 4 degrees as you get into the noon hour. How about this, though? Kids going to school today for La Crosse, you're looking at 2 degrees. Feels much colder on your skin, as you already know. Heading home, you're looking at 12 degrees under some sunshine. We'll also pick up Eau Claire holding on to at least -3. There is a possibility of maybe a little bit of light snow in the forecast as well, but of course it's going to be breezy. It's going to be cold for the day. Here's a look at CityCam 8, looking pretty good out there for folks that, in fact, if you're heading out to in Alaska, you're looking at pretty good roadways as well. Same thing happening as you carry over into areas right by Menominee. A little bit of snow on the ground out to the side of the roadways, but please be careful out there and make it to where you're going safely. Back to you.
Well, nobody matched all numbers in the last Powerball drawing, sending the jackpot up to $263 million. The numbers are 3, 6, 32, 37, 65, with a Powerball of 4. So far, no one has reported a match. 2024 saw 9 jackpot winners, with the largest at $1.3 billion. The former CEO of the company that ran the movie ticket subscription service, MoviePass, has pled guilty to security fraud and conspiracy. He is accused of making false and misleading claims to inflate the company's stock price in an effort to attract new investors. The service would let customers see unlimited movies in theaters for just $9.95 per month. The DOJ says Farnsworth and his business partner told investors the service was a sustainable business model, knowing that was false. The company shut down just 2 years after it opened. Well, it's now less than a week until a majority of the Supreme Court is likely to uphold the controversial TikTok ban. Justices heard oral arguments concerning about the social media app's ties to China and free speech protections. In April, Congress passed a law requiring TikTok's Chinese parent company to either sell the app or face it being shut down. The law is set to take effect on January 19th unless the High Court blocks it temporarily. A final decision on the ban's implementation date could come before the justices resolve any questions about First Amendment rights. The world's largest tech show, CES, wrapped up this past weekend. Andres Gutierrez was there and takes a look at the latest in robot technology.
Good morning, Aria. Tell us about yourself.
Good morning. I'm Aria, the flagship female companion robot of Realbotics, designed for fun and engaging interactions.
Aria is a lifelike robot that doesn't walk but does make human motions and uses AI to answer questions, a bit like Siri or Alexa. Aria, what are your hobbies?
I enjoy exploring new technologies and
but she doesn't always have an answer.
I currently don't have the correct information to answer that question.
Aria and a similar robot named Melody are the creation of Realbotics. Andrew Kegel is the CEO.
That they have this AI that has a memory and a vision, so they'll be able to recognize you, remember your prior conversations, and have a personal interaction bond with you.
Companion robots are becoming popular and often look like a cartoon character or an animal, like this dog marketed as an emotional support robot. The Japanese company behind this one is called Romi. It is designed to be a friend you can have a conversation with. Bali from Samsung promises to be a personal assistant that can act as your eyes and ears at home when you're away. And robots are expected to improve thanks to a new open source platform from NVIDIA called Cosmos.
For reinforcement learning AI feedback.
How's that going to be a game changer for them?
One of the big hurdles is getting these humanoid robots to be a little more smooth. So the concept with NVIDIA is, what if we put them in a virtual simulation where they can learn how to operate in our world smoothly before actually bringing them into our world?
Those advancements could help bring down development costs. Right now, Aria sells for $150,000, a steep price for a personal robot. Andres Gutierrez,
CBS News, Las Vegas.
Well, that's a look at your consumer news. Well, we have a very chilly start to our week here in the single digits right now. Let's send it over to News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett.
All right, Emily, I tell you what, man, it is cold out there, and I'm still getting used to this. Cloudy skies gave way to at least mostly cloudy skies, and eventually we'll see some mostly sunny skies to finish out the day here, possibly for some locations down to the south, and at least partly cloudy skies for La Crosse getting into Eau Claire. Hey, we'll hold on right now. The radar showing you at least some of that moisture that's kicking off into Lake Michigan. We'll go into today all the way into Wednesday and take a look at some of this shortwave activity that's coming in again for Wednesday. We'll hold on to this pretty much kind of kicking in and getting into mostly to the north here, where you're seeing a little bit of snow kind of moving into the forecast there. This continues to go as we go right into Wednesday right there. You're seeing more of that snow kind of cutting in from the north. That being said, we're holding on to dry conditions right now. Pretty much difficult to get that snow on the ground right now. However, we get into the wind gusts. That's going to be the major factor today, making temperatures to feel much colder on your skin, where they're going to get up to 25 miles per hour to finish out the morning hours. This is even on Tuesday. We'll see that again for tomorrow as well. That being said, let's take a gander at what I've got going on for you. Visibility, not an issue because of the winds that are kicking through right now. They're also holding on to the highs for the day, looking at least maybe 3 down to about 18 degrees for you today. That's under partly cloudy skies in some cases as we lose some of that cloud cover. Getting into at least the 7 o'clock hour, we're looking at the lows probably reaching about -6 to about at least 1 degree to 4 degrees. You can see down to the south. La Crosse is at 2 degrees right now. Eventually, as we get into the 7 o'clock hour, we'll hold on to, again, about to the 10 o'clock hour to the noon hour. We're holding on to temperatures, holding on to single digits to at least near 10 degrees out there. And then eventually, by the time we get into 3 o'clock, pretty similar. Not much change for Ladysmith. 3 degrees for you, 6 in Eau Claire. Highs today, 12 degrees for La Crosse and down to 18 or so for Boscobel. Then we get into the evening commute. You're looking at some single digit numbers kicking into the forecast eventually for most locations in the region, except for Boscobel and Prairie du Chien. Then eventually you get into the midnight hour, maybe a little snow trying to get down to the south a little bit, but maybe it kind of weakens out because of the winds that are kicking everything out of the way over to Lake Michigan again. So we'll get into at least the 11 o'clock hour for Tuesday, and you're seeing conditions to be single digits across the board here all the way into the 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock hour. By 3 o'clock, you're looking at temperatures from 9 possibly up to at least 15 degrees. And then eventually as we get into the midnight hour, we start it all over again with -3 to at least some single digit numbers back on the forecast. Not much in the way of snow for today though, maybe a dusting, but most of that is to the west of the Mississippi. Highs today and Tuesday, you're looking at least Tuesday going from 9 to at least getting into about 16 degrees to 17 degrees. Then we finish out with this going into your 8-day forecast, taking in the possibility of temperatures rising just like this, finishing your forecast 12 degrees today, 13 tomorrow, warmer as we finish out the week.
All right, thank you, Art. Still ahead on your morning news, a Minnesota family is thanking a Hollywood star for helping pay for their expensive cancer treatment. Their full story ahead after the morning sports blitz.
Coming up in sports, we talk about Packer playoff football. They may have came up short. We'll tell you all about it coming up in the morning blitz.
Celebrate 2025 during Home Furniture's New Year's sale. Get up to an extra 10% off sale prices like this queen bedroom suite for just $8.99 and this table and bar stools for $15.99. Start the new year in style during the New Year's sale at Home Furniture.
For anybody in this region who is facing mobility issues,
I'd recommend Access Elevator because I know Jason.
the thing that sets Jason apart is that commitment, that passion for making life more pleasant. He will help you think about how to make your life easier in ways that you have not thought about.
There's no second guessing. I immediately say, call Access.
Hi, I'm Jason with Access Elevators. Stop in and see us today.
The camper. It has been a reliable companion for your family's good times. But after years of use, it is showing some wear and tear. A broken window from an errant baseball, a couch that your dog allegedly chewed on, and an AC unit that doesn't work like it should. It's time to call Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. We have been improving your family's camper since 1970. Call us today and we will make your camper feel brand new. Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. Repair, refinish, remarkable.
Taco John's just married a taco with a quesadilla. Well, they're more like grilled all-white meat chicken and creamy fiesta sauce with melty, cheesy benefits. But OMG's, they're good together. The new OM Cheese Quesadilla Taco at Taco John's.
It's the Tempur-Pedic New Year sale at Home Sleep Express. Get up to $500 off select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets, plus a $300 home shopping card with free white glove delivery and pay no interest for 5 years. The Tempur-Pedic New Year sale at Home Sleep Express.
Welcome to the Morning Blitz. It was a tough Sunday for the Packers, not the type of performance you would have liked in the playoffs, coming up short to the Eagles 22-10. Now let's show you how it happened. It was a rematch from week 1 of the season, but the Packer pains started right from the jump. Opening kickoff, Keyshawn Nixon taking it back, gets to the 25, but he is lit up and he coughs up the football. Looked like the Packers may have recovered it, but after review, it's Eagles ball, and it wouldn't take long for them to capitalize. 2nd and 9, Jalen Hurts with all sorts of time and finally goes to the middle of the field and has Jahan Dotson wide open for the score. Eagles go up 7. First Packers drive of the game, facing a 3rd and 8. Love feeling the Philly pressure, and he just has to chuck it deep and throw it away. They would punt it away. Packers' second drive of the game, facing a 3rd and 3, but a missed block leads to Love getting brought down. Another Green Bay punt. Credit to Green Bay's defense, playing great in the first half on 3rd and 10, all over Hurts, holds the Eagles to a field goal. Green Bay trying to get something going. 2nd and 7, Love taking a shot downfield, but Darius Slay with the tight coverage picks it off. And then 5 minutes before the half, Green Bay with a chance at a field goal, but the kick is no good. 45 seconds in the half. Packers trying to get some points before the break, but Love, bad throw, and that's picked off. The former Badger, Zach Vaughn, with the interception. Eagles lead 10-0 at the half. Third quarter, Packers on 3rd and goal, need a score, going to the end zone, but it's out of reach, and they would settle for a field goal. Then the Philly offense finally gets going. Hurts finds Dallas Goedert, and Goedert not going down. All the way in for the score. Eagles take a 16-3 lead. Packers finally get into the end zone at the start of the 4th quarter. Josh Jacobs fighting his way in. That makes it 10-16, but after a Philly field goal, Packers need to convert on 4th down. Love to Malik Heath, but he's out of bounds. Eagles take over, and there was no crazy comeback as Philly takes it 22-10, the final.
But I thought our guys competed. It's just, when you come in to somebody else's house against a really good football team, you can't start the way we did. And to fumble the opening kick and then turn it into a touchdown and be set down 7-0 from the jump. It was obviously too much to overcome.
It's tough. I'm definitely, it's the end of the season. You lose playoff game. we've been here before. It sucks. It's not fun. It's not fun being in that locker room after the game. It sucks.
Not Love's best day, finishing with no touchdowns and 3 interceptions. But if the Packers don't gift the Eagles a touchdown in the first 2 minutes of the game, then it very well could have been a different story. Losing in the playoffs is never fun, and it's always hard to turn the corner after a loss. But if you need a bright spot, the Packers will go into free agency with $65 million in cap space and have a chance to make some big additions. The Minnesota Vikings also in action tonight for Monday Night Football. That one's set to kick at 7 o'clock on ABC and ESPN. We'll have more on that one this evening. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
We've done many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
At Union State Bank, we believe in empowering our young savers to dream big and achieve more. While the most important part of being a kid is being a kid, we encourage their parents to set them on a journey of financial success. The Junior Savings Account from Union State Bank is designed especially for kids up to age 18. A savings account for your kids is a crucial step in shaping their future and instilling valuable life skills. Take the next step and set your kids on the path towards a brighter and more secure financial future. Union State Bank, where customers and community come first. Member FDIC.
Owning a food truck was my dream, but my back and leg pain made every day a struggle. Then my personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store got me back in the picture.
Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm back to being the best version of myself.
Get back in the picture. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
Wisconsin, one of those places where families spend their winters among frozen lakes and snow-covered hills. With all the fun they're having, it's easy to take for granted how they warm up, by the fire, or simply adjusting their thermostat. But for some of us, it's not that easy. Some of us need to decide whether to heat or to eat, or to further neglect our basic survival needs. We are working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans, all struggling to pay record heating bills. These dangerous temperatures aren't just uncomfortable for us, they can be deadly. If you are struggling to decide if you can put food on the table or heat your home, please reach out for a hand up. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Dahl Honda is proud to sponsor News 8 Now's Top Notch Teacher Program. It's always a highlight of our month to recognize the top-notch teacher and thank them for all they do for our students in school. Dahl Honda values the great work all teachers do for our children and community. If you know a teacher who deserves top-notch teacher recognition, please nominate them. Thank you, teachers, for going above and beyond and providing a top-notch education.
Here at Maxwell White, we know how valuable your time is. From issues with your hot water to slower clogged drains, our team is always on time with friendly service and solutions you can trust. Don't wait. Contact Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
In your morning medical news, winter weather illnesses are making a vigorous return. The Centers for Disease Control says flu cases jumped more than 18% in the last week of 2024. Hospital visits are also up. And it's not just the flu. COVID, RSV, and norovirus cases have also skyrocketed. A Hollywood A-lister is helping to support a Minnesota man as he fights cancer. Reg Champman has the story.
In the remote house, evenings are spent watching reruns in Portuguese. It's a moment of peace for middle school sweethearts Alana and Murillo,
They say bazinga.
who are just happy to be out of a hospital room.
He never gets sick, just a cold here and there. In a day, he was in bed and can't even get up.
Last September, what seemed like a bad cold was something much worse. After running several tests, they were sent to see an oncologist.
And he just dropped the bomb. You have leukemia, we just don't know what type yet.
The type was Ph plus acute lymphoplastic blood cancer, and for 25 days, TV nights were spent in a hospital bed in between chemo treatments.
They said we will go with all full force. Like, we will try to kill you without killing you.
The pain was not only physical, but financial. Insurance is complicated with their immigrant status.
First thing they ask is your social security number. And if you don't have one, they laugh at you.
Before moving to Minnesota 8 years ago, Alana came to the U.S. on a student visa and is now trying to get a work visa, but the bills are piling up.
Just to pay rent, eat, and go to the hospital because it's a 40 minutes drive.
With nothing to lose, she reached out to online influencers like Quentin Quarantino, who was putting together $100,000 for families in need with donations from celebrities.
And he said to me, we will do that. I will help you. I have a really famous person helping me with this. I cannot tell you right now.
That's when the donations came in.
So it's from Kristen Bell.
Hi, nice to meet you.
The Frozen and Netflix star donated nearly $25,000 to put Murillo over his $50,000 goal. The battle is not over, but this determined couple can have a much-needed moment to relax.
Murillo's hospital bills have surpassed $500,000. While the online donation drive hit its goal, the family still needs any help they can get. Fans across the state watched their Packers take on the Eagles, including some at Onalaska Legion Post 336. Their watch party at the Legion's headquarters provided food, drinks, and games for attendees. One volunteer says his favorite part is seeing everyone come together and have fun watching the game.
Every week we are always trying to do something for the community to support the Packers, and my wife and I, Kristen, we always put on a thing, volunteer, and just have a good time and watch the Packers win.
While the outcome may have not been what they had hoped for, Paradise said the Legion appreciated everyone that came out for the party. Well, reptile lovers had the chance to get up close and personal to their favorite creatures. Saturday was the La Crosse Scaled Up Reptile Expo at the La Crosse Center. The family-friendly event featured everything from snakes and frogs to tortoises and tarantulas. Attendees could learn from the region's top reptile keepers and educational groups about the animals.
We get children to adults touching their first reptiles, touching their first snake, holding their first snake, touching tortoises, learning about tortoises. That's my favorite thing. They're not scary, there's no allergies to them, and they can make great pets.
Attendees could also stock up on essential reptile keeping supplies and explore a wide array of reptile enclosures, decor, plants, and unique artwork. If you didn't get a chance to stop by on Saturday, the Scaled Up Expo will be returning to La Crosse June 21st. Now let's send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett, who has a look at your commute forecast.
Thanks, Emily. As we get into it here today, we're holding on to light conditions with snow possibilities moving to our forecast today. We'll also hold on to colder conditions, or at least cold conditions in for Tuesday as well, maybe a degree or two difference. Wednesday, we're looking at back to seasonal average temperatures. And then again, Thursday and Friday, we've got warmer air coming in from the Pacific, and that's going to usher in some 30s and some 40s in the forecast. And that means we're going to warm it up just a little bit just before we go back to the cold again. Hey, here's a look at what's happening out there right now. Some northwesterly winds cutting through the area. That's ushering in a wind chill, actually making it feel very cold on your skin. Down to the south, though, if you're heading out to the Gulf, you're looking at some of the states there holding on to some light to moderate rainfall with snow getting into the Carolinas. Hey, take a look here as we get back here. As I mentioned before, La Crosse looking at least sunshine on the way, holding on to at least partly cloudy skies to mostly cloudy skies to finish your day. Then eventually we'll get into Eau Claire, holding on to at least clear skies, sunshine, then back into clouds gradually increasing to finish out your day. Get out and enjoy it if you can, or in fact, if you are driving, please be safe. There's still a little bit of light snow on the roadways, and eventually that will get out of the way later on today. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Art. And before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Hazley is turning 8 months old today. She loves to jump around and roll around all over the house.
Don't we all? Roger is turning 80 years old today. He loves to go golfing and is a major fan of the Packers and the Badgers.
All right, if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website. Coming up, is it just the winter blues or something more? A mental health expert shares what you need to know about seasonal affective disorder next on Mindful Monday.
Winter is here, and with winter weather come accidents and mishaps. Whether you're on your way to work, walking the dog, or out on the trail, accidents can happen.
At Bygoff and Rohde, we help you get the settlement you deserve to put your life back on track.
Welcome to the rustic side of Black River Furniture Outlet, Western Wisconsin's cabin store. Buy unique, one-of-a-kind pieces made in the USA, featuring aspen, hickory, barnwood, and specialty woods like walnut and maple burl. Shop dining sets, bars and bar stools. Find epoxy pieces, coffee and end tables, cabin furniture bedroom sets in king, queen, full, or twin. Bunk beds and case pieces to match. Huge selection in stock to take home or deliver today. Family and veteran owned, Black River Furniture Outlet, Black River Falls.
The camper. It has been a reliable companion for your family's good times. But after years of use, it is showing some wear and tear. A broken window from an errant baseball, a couch that your dog allegedly chewed on, and an AC unit that doesn't work like it should. It's time to call Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. We have been improving your family's camper since 1970. Call us today and we will make your camper feel brand new. Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. Repair, refinish, remarkable.
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Señor Villa. At Señor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Señor Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Señor Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
Everything is getting smarter. Good thing your Touchstone Energy Cooperative has the knowledge and expertise to help you make smarter work harder. Today, there are more ways than ever to make your world more energy efficient, and we can show you how. Take the next step to go electric and put the power of your co-op to work for you. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
Honey, where are the kids?
I put them in the furnace so I could figure out why we don't have any heat.
You did what?
Maybe it's that loose wire.
Maybe it's that plug vent.
Maybe it's the bad igniter.
Maybe it's a dirty flame sensor.
Or maybe...
Why don't we just call G&T Heating and Air Conditioning?
Quality you can count on, experience you can trust.
With over 50 years of combined experience, G&T services residential and commercial customers within 50 miles of West Salem.
When you're dealing with your own insurance company, you may think that they're on your side, but the truth is, they're not. They're only concerned about their bottom line. That's why you need to hire Bygoff and Rohde. We get results.
Well, good morning to you and happy Monday. We're holding on to some clouds right now, kind of sweeping through the area currently. We'll get into at least fair skies to finish out. So we're looking at a few mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies to finish out your day. You may even get into sunshine down to Prairie du Chien and Boscobel. That being said, take a look what I've got going on for you. You've got a light batch of moisture kind of headed out to Lake Michigan. As we go through the next few days, though, this is what's going to happen. You're going to see high pressure down to the south and a low pressure system over in Canada. That's going to usher in a nice little round of moisture moving into the picture here. This could bring in a little bit of Pacific moisture, getting some warmer air in our way, and our vicinity could find some southwesterly winds kicking into the picture and helping us warm a tad bit out of this cold, frigid air somewhat as we finish out for this these early mornings for the next day or so for tomorrow. We have high pressure or low pressure getting back again as we cut into Friday. Another round of moisture comes in for Thursday going into Friday with more Pacific moisture in, and with that we could actually actually see temperatures responding to 30s and 40s in our forecast. Yeah, roller coaster ride indeed, right? As we get through this, we go into Friday and Saturday. You're seeing more moisture trying to come out of the Pacific, out of Pacific Northwest, going into the Intermountain West, and eventually that's going to usher in the possibility of a little threat of showers possibly coming in as we go into next week. That being said, right now, look at the moons out there. You can see that out there with a little bit of cloud cover associated with that as well. We'll hold on to the gusts picking up as we go through the today all the way through the evening hours and into tomorrow as well. Our gusts right now are up to 25 miles per hour, and they'll persist pretty much all through the day like you just saw. And we'll see that again as we go into Tuesday as well, finishing out at least by the afternoon, the latter portion of the afternoon before it begins to taper down. Highs today are going to be pretty chilly. You're going to be seeing that as we finish out the day, holding on to some single-digit numbers, possibly down to the about 13 to 14 degrees in some cases. As we get into the highs for the day, you'll see this continue on, holding on to temperatures that are just going to be cold, as you can see, but much colder on your skin as we finish out going through the afternoon. Once we go into tomorrow, we're going to do it all over again as well, starting from the morning. And of course, we'll even take a peek here as we finish out by the day. You're holding on to conditions that'll be about at least, again, holding on to at least about 9 to possibly about 15 degrees for your forecast. Let's take it into how this all plays out for your next 8 days. As I mentioned before, a bit of a roller coaster ride. It's temperatures to be quite cold, near frigid in some cases. You can see with if you include the wind chill factor, then eventually we have seasonal average temperatures by Wednesday, warming up to the 30s and 40s by Friday. And then, of course, we're going to be looking at Saturday and Sunday to take us back into near seasonal averages, and then colder conditions are on the way.
We're in for quite of a ride, aren't we? And we're deep in the heart of Wisconsin winter, and if you're feeling the winter blues, I sure have before, you're not alone. Joining us now to talk about seasonal affective disorder is Christy Harris from Gunderson Health System. Good morning, Christy.
Good morning.
Thanks for being with us here today. So tell us exactly what is seasonal affective disorder and how does it differ from just feeling down?
Yeah, so seasonal affective disorder is typically something that folks will see in the changing of the seasons. It can happen all times of the year, but we typically, in the Midwest, typically see it more so at this time of the year. And it's a little bit different because we can go from just kind of having some down days. When we're talking about having the seasonal affective disorder, that's something that might last a little bit longer than just kind of feeling a little down or blue.
Now, is that a little bit based on the darkness that comes in as well, that lack of sunshine during the day? And
yeah, that definitely plays a big part of it. What we tend to notice is that oftentimes we can be lacking some of the vitamin D that we get from the natural sunlight, right? So that might be something that a provider could suggest to folks to take a little bit extra of during this time of the year. And then also just open up the blinds, try to get as much of that natural light as possible. And when we do get the nice weather, like that's going to be hopefully coming soon, take advantage of that and get some fresh air, maybe go outside for a little walk or something like that.
What are some of the signs we could watch out for?
So some of the signs are very similar to what we would see with depression. So you might see people kind of isolating or withdrawing a bit. You might see some folks that are wanting to sleep a little bit too much, maybe not getting enough sleep. Food can change for people. Some people don't want to eat. Other people, this is the time that a lot of people will start to crave kind of that carb-rich type foods. So those are a few of the symptoms that we can be experiencing.
All right. So also, I mean, a lot of folks are trying to limit their alcohol content. They're also trying to limit the food that they eat, you know. How does that affect folks?
So I think that those are good things. You know, when we look at alcohol itself, that can be depressive for some folks. So if we're already feeling kind of down, that can make it a little bit worse. And then watching the food that we eat, if we really want to try to take good care of ourselves so that we don't get in kind of that depressive state, really making sure that we're eating well, a nice balanced meal, we're getting good sleep, we're keeping ourselves hydrated, and trying to stay as active as we can definitely help.
And when would you say is a good time for someone to reach out to a professional for help when they're feeling these symptoms?
First of all, if you've ever had seasonal affective disorder, you are more prone at having that again. So if you've had that before in the past, definitely reach out before the season even comes so that you can have that conversation in advance. But if you start to notice something yourself, or if you see a loved one or someone you care about that might be experiencing some of these symptoms, the sooner that you can reach out, the better. I always tell people we care about our physical health so much. We go to the doctor for that all the time. We all have mental health, and some days are a little bit stronger than others. So there's lots of great things out there to help us get through these months when we might be feeling a little down.
All right, well, how do folks get a hold of you? How do they reach you?
The best thing that someone could do is to go ahead and call their primary care provider. Would be a really great place to start and get an appointment to get in and be seen.
Okay.
Okay. And seasonal affective disorder, the acronym for that is SAD. What are some misconceptions about SAD that you'd like to clear up?
Yeah, so I think one of the big things is that people just take it as you're just feeling a little down, or this is just winter, and we just expect people to be able to pick themselves up by their bootstraps. You know, that's the big saying, pick yourself up by the bootstraps and just get through it. And in some cases, maybe some people can just kind of like power through it. In other cases, it's not so easy for some people. So I think the biggest message that I would like to share with people is seasonal affective disorder is a disorder, and it deals with our mental illness, which can affect our physical health. Not something to mess around with. If we have any signs or symptoms, get in and be seen, and help others that we might notice the signs and symptoms for too.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christy, for being here with us today.
Thank you.
And time for your morning news now.
Increase your home's energy efficiency and enjoy year-round comfort with Asher Lasting Exteriors. Take advantage of our biggest savings ever and receive up to 25% off your entire project. Connect with our team today and request a free, no-obligation consultation at goasher.com.
To everyone who's hungry for something special,
Culver's is the place for us. Hi, what can I make fresh for you today? It's nice being greeted by people who are glad to see you. And I appreciate that they use real ingredients, like fresh beef and Wisconsin cheese. The frozen custard is so fresh and creamy, it tastes like it was made just for us. It's our pleasure. Just spending time with family, that's what mealtime at Culver's is all about.
from Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious!
Hello, I'm Christy Halenka, Reading Program Chair at Viterbo University. Viterbo is proud to serve our area communities by providing programs that produce quality educators and leadership in our schools. Viterbo University is once again partnering with News 8 to recognize outstanding classroom teachers in the area. We look forward to working with generations of teachers and change agents for years to come. Do you know a top-notch teacher? Then go online to news8000.com or write to this address.
Hey, Dominic here. We always get asked, what do you have for burgers? With over 40 blends at our outlet store, we recommend these four: all-purpose, beef and more, steak and game, and Lena's Ufta. First, you need ground beef, preferably from a local meat shop. Mix in 2 to 3 teaspoons of pleasing per pound, make into patties and grill to your liking. All four of these will make great tasting burgers, and they're all low in sodium. Get these seasonings and more at the outlet store. And buying local always tastes better.
Signs build brands, create impact, and grab attention. Signorama Lacrosse is your full-service sign center. We use the latest technology and highest quality products to produce custom signs, vehicle wraps, banners, wall murals, window graphics, and trade show displays. Signorama Lacrosse Design Services will help create the perfect sign to advertise your product or business. We can custom make any type of sign, including box signs, channel letters, custom logos, digital graphics, and directory signs. Signorama Lacrosse, locally owned, globally known.
Increase your home's energy efficiency and enjoy year-round comfort with Asher Lasting Exteriors. Take advantage of our biggest savings ever and receive up to 25% off your entire project. Connect with our team today and request a free, no-obligation consultation at goasher.com.
Time for your morning news now. A memorial service was held over the weekend for the 12-year-old killed in the New Lisbon triple homicide. Friends and family gathered at Mauston's Methodist Church to honor her Saturday afternoon. The girl's alleged killer, 47-year-old Virgil Thu, was caught last Thursday after being on the run for more than a week. He faces 3 charges of first-degree intentional homicide, as well as charges for hiding a corpse and resisting or obstructing an officer. Thu is currently being held on a $5 million cash bond. A suspect of 2 Jackson County bank robberies is expected to appear in court today. 26-year-old Michaela Davis is accused of robbing the Jackson County Bank Motor Branch in November of 2018 and the Jackson County Bank in the village of Alma Center in January of 2019. Davis is charged with 2 felony counts of robbery of a financial institution. She's being held on a $10,000 signature bond and is expected to appear in a Jackson County courtroom at 9 this morning. The La Crosse Board of Public Works is expected to vote on whether or not to move the Cameron Park Farmers Market later today. Now, if approved, the farmers market would be one step closer to moving to La Crosse's Burns Park. Today's vote comes just less than 2 months after the Board of Commissioners approved a request to move the event due to shrinking attendance numbers. That meeting is expected to start at 10 a.m. this morning. To the Trump transition now, where the president-elect's cabinet nominees are gearing up for their confirmation hearings. 13 cabinet picks will be questioned on Capitol Hill this week, including Defense Secretary pick Pete Hegseth and Attorney General pick Pam Bondi. Senators who have held a number of private meetings with cabinet picks are now preparing to scrutinize them in public. A local state representative held a ceremonial swearing over the weekend. 96th Assembly District Representative Tara Johnson invited her constituents to attend the ceremony in Viroqua Saturday afternoon. This is Johnson's first term in the state assembly after defeating incumbent Lauren Oldenburg this fall. Johnson says there are a number of issues she's hoping to address during the legislative session.
I think there's a lot of work to do around economic issues for Wisconsinites. Affordable child care, affordable housing, affordable health care.
She also hopes to tackle the state's formula for funding public schools, particularly special education programs. The 96th Assembly District had a new look for the 2024 election after the state Supreme Court struck down the previous legislative map. The new district lines include Vernon County and parts of South La Crosse County.
All right, well, bundle up yourself today as well as the kiddos. If you're sending them out to school today, you're going to be seeing temperatures starting out right now, -8 in Ladysmith, -6 in Eau Claire, and 1 degree over in La Crosse. And man, oh man, is it cold out there with the wind chill. Wind chill is seeing at least sustained winds up to 10 to 11 miles per hour. We're also seeing at least wind gusts to 25 miles per hour for the day. So that's going to alter your forecast, as you can see as we go through your afternoon. You're looking at similar conditions tomorrow with warmer conditions on the way as we finish out the work week, colder going into next week.
We take our trousers off on the tube. It started in New York in 2002 and it became a very popular event, and we've carried on the tradition, and it's just for good old-fashioned fun.
Oh boy, about 200 people packed onto several London subway trains yesterday without their pants as part of a no trousers tube ride. Passengers on London's tube looked on in amazement as trouserless men and women toured some of the capital's most popular stations, displaying everything from boxer shorts to lace underwear. Well, I guess it wasn't as cold over there as it is here. We would not be walking around with our pants.
Exactly. Well, speak for yourself, Emily.
All right.
I don't know. You never know. You never know.
Under this desk. All right. Well, thank you for waking up with us this morning. We'll see you right back here at noon.